7:15, almost 7:16. Mike Sisk is here from Mid-Mechanic.
Hello, Dale. Haven't you? Yeah, we've been busy. Glad to be back.
Yeah. You took vacation.
Well, it was, kind of, sort of. We were down in Georgia and spent a couple, 3 days down there. They're a little bit ahead of us in turning into spring. We were down there, man. It's green all over.
I can imagine.
Bugs as big as your fist flying around. Yeah,
raid.
they're doing fine down in Georgia. Yeah, so but I'm glad to be back.
So what's going on at Mid-Mechanic these days?
Oh, the usual thing, man. We've been busy, starting to do some air conditioner stuff.
Yep.
People, we had a couple of days last week where it got up around 80 degrees, and people are discovering their ACs aren't working quite the way they should. And of course, everything else that we do is busy. We've got, of course, we're in April, so we got a ways to go, but Memorial Day is not far off, end of May, and that is always one of the busiest times for our shop because typically
that's a good time to travel.
It is. School has let out generally. Wasn't last year, but generally school's over. People are wanting to get their kids out and go places, and Memorial Day is not that far away, so it's gonna be busy between now and then. I'll promise you.
Well, we got one question sent to us here. It says, I'm looking to buy a used half-ton four-wheel drive pickup truck. What should I look for?
A used half-ton. Well,
check the suspension first.
Well, there's a good place to start.
No matter if it's a Ford, Dodge, or Chevrolet.
No, I don't care what brand.
Check the front end first.
Especially look at the mileage on it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see 80, 100,000-ish on one, get the front suspension checked on it. Ball joints, idler arm, pitman arm, tie rod ends, things like that. And Dale's 100% right. I don't care what brand it is. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, they're going to have wore-out parts.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fact. It's just as sure as we got to pay taxes here in a couple of days. There's going to be some wore-out parts. But when you look at these things, pick the one you're looking for, run a Carfax on it. If it's at a car lot, they may already have done that for you. They're not. Carfax is not perfect, but it gives you a good idea. Tells you if that thing's ever been involved in any major accidents. Do the Carfax. Look it over good. Go drive it. Make sure your air conditioner is good and cold, because you don't want a major air conditioner problem on the vehicle you just bought. Make sure your air blows good and cold. Make sure the air blows out in the vents that you have selected.
I started to say, make sure it goes up when you go to defrost.
Yep. Make sure the air is blowing out the vents that you select with the controller on the dash. Make sure that's all working the way you want. See how the transmission shifts. Does it feel okay? Feel like it should? Pull the transmission dipstick and take a look at the fluid. Is it a reddish color, or does it look more like coffee? It doesn't. You shouldn't have it looking like coffee. That's not a good sign. That just means the fluid's burn up. It may just need to be changed.
Rule of thumb, if your transmission looks like coffee, don't drive it. If your coffee looks like transmission fluid, don't drink it.
Good idea. While you've got it out, get you a parking lot somewhere and put it into four-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. Make sure it engages. Make sure the four-wheel drive works. That's why we're buying a four-wheel drive is we want that option. And sometimes four-wheel drive repairs can turn into a fairly good expense. So make sure the four-wheel drive works on it. When you drive it, take a look at the tires. Are the tires wearing good?
And even?
I mean, are they wearing on the insides, or is the tread all feathered up? You got low, high spots in it, things like that.
Yep.
This is stuff with any pickup truck, any vehicle you need to check out. And, having a lift is something that makes it awfully convenient. You can give us a call. We put vehicles on lifts every week, and we look them over for people who are wanting to buy them, and we'll let you come out there and look too.
Something else that I thought of, when you first get in the vehicle, turn the key to the 2 clicks that turns all the dash lights on. And make sure the oil pressure light comes on, the battery charge light, and the check engine light. Make sure all those come on your test circuit.
Yep. That way you make sure you don't have no bulbs burn out anywhere,
Or like the service engine soon light. Yeah. How many times, remember that we used to pull those bulbs? Maybe I should have said that.
Hey, you won't be the first person that's ever pulled a bulb on a service engine soon light. Now, the way they're made now, the dashes, there's no bulbs to pull, so that you can't do that. Dale. And, but
get tired of taking dashboards apart.
Bring that thing up, let us put it on a lift, and we'll look it over. We try to look for rust. If the things come from up north somewhere, odds are good it'll have rust under it. And rust is one of those foes that you have that they may not be giving you problems right now, but in time it will. So you always try to avoid rust if at all possible. We look for leaks, get under there, see if we got transmission leak, engine oil, radiator, anything like that. We give you a very good idea as to the condition of a vehicle.
Set the emergency brake.
Yeah.
And see how far down the pedal goes.
And
if that e-brake goes to the floor, guess what?
There's a lot of things. We look at brake pads. We look at brake shoes if they're still equipped with drums in the back. Look them over real good and give you the best idea we can as to what shape this vehicle's in. Of course, when you're buying a used vehicle, you got to remember it's a used vehicle. You're not buying a new one. Sometimes people get awfully, awfully picky about the vehicle they're buying. And, it's like I say, well, you're buying a $12,000 vehicle, not a $40,000. So you can't be just super duper picky.
It's got 151,000.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to have some warts on it, but there's still a lot of very good used vehicles with a lot of miles left on them running around and sitting on car lots out there that are for sale. So you can find something. If you're looking for a good used four-wheel drive, they are out there. And I would say I would rather pay a few dollars more and get one that I'm pretty darn sure is going to be good is to try to save a few bucks and take a chance. And, one of the things the last two four-wheel drive trucks I bought off of lots, and they've been certified pre-owned.
There you go.
And I'm going to knock on wood that both of them. I've bought a Chevy, an 07 Chevy, and now I've got my Ram truck. Both of them have been very good. So I think that for me, that certified pre-owned stuff has been good.
That's good.
Yep, it is.
They go through like a 150-point check. I mean, that's actually pull the wheels, check the brakes, e-brakes.
They gave me a list of everything they did to the truck I've got sitting out here, and it was fairly extensive. Fixed little things, here and there, and yeah, it saves you having to do it. And,
Sure.
and some of the stuff, they had fixed. It had an evaporative emissions problem. Those evap codes we talk about. They had fixed an issue with that. They had changed some fluid in the transmission and done different things. And they did a little bit of work to get things the way it should be. And it saves you from having to do it. And you also know that you hope, and I'm going to knock on wood, that the dealership you're working with is an honest bunch, and you've had a trained technician look your vehicle over, and he didn't see a whole lot wrong with it. So that's a good thing.
Not bad. Well, if you're looking to buy a vehicle, take it to Minute Mechanic, let them check it.
Yeah, bring it up. Give me a call. Usually we can get you in that, pretty shortly after you give me a shout. We'll get you in, get it up on a lift, and look underneath it, look under the hood, check a few things for you, and see. We can hook our scanner up. If it has a service engine light on, we can hook that scanner up and tell you why it's on. Make sure we're not buying into something that may have a major issue, but typically if it's major, you'll know it when you drive it.
Sure.
Not always, but typically, yes.
Looking at the radar, we got a lot of rain on the way. Wipers, lights. What else?
Yeah, man, I tell you what, we've been putting on a lot of wipers because we've had some rainy days here lately, and we've been doing a lot of wipers. Days like this, of course, if you got your wipers on, you're supposed to be running your headlights.
Yep.
And
with headlights come taillights and brake lights.
Yeah, and all the other lights. And of course, on a day like this, whenever it's going to be rainy and you're driving through puddles, good tread on your tires is a great idea with it, and have those tires properly inflated. We're doing a lot of front end work. We're doing a lot of alignments. Matter of fact, we're going to do one on your van later today. And everything we've got going on up there, work comes and goes. It goes in bunches. Right now, we've had a lot of front end work. We've been really, really busy. And
That's good.
yeah, it is, and it's people getting ready for spring and summer. This is the time of year where people's ready to get out. Everybody's got a little cabin fever working, and it's time to go somewhere. Yep. We went motorcycle riding Saturday. We went up.
Did you?
Yeah, man, there was a lot of people out that day, and it's because.
Where'd you go this time?
We went a usual route. We went up and went across the Peel Ferry.
Really?
Went up there and ate pizza at Tony's, and then come back across 160 into Gainesville and back down Highway 5.
That's a good drive.
Yeah, it was. It was a good
How
ride.
was the round trip mileage on that? Maybe about 175 miles, wouldn't it?
I'm going to guess it between 120 and 150 is my guess.
175 would be too much.
Because I filled my gas tank on my motorcycle up, and when I got back, I had, I don't know, somewhere between a quarter and a half left, something like that. So it was 120, 150-ish.
Pretty up what, Peel area?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
a lot of red buds blooming, some dogwoods, and it was nice. Had a real good day to ride. A lot of people left. The ferry was full.
Really?
So it tells you how many people was out and about. And as we were sitting over there waiting on the ferry, there's a family over here on the bank, and they're having a little picnic or something. They had about a 5-6-year-old girl and a dog out in that lake splashing around. I'm thinking, man, that girl's lips has got to be blue. But she heard her dog was having a good time. So that's what they were out there for.
Minute Mechanic has all major brands of motor oils and top quality filters, too.
We sure do. Absolutely. You know, oil truck was there last Monday and dropped off a bunch. And oil changes, we've been very busy on those. And I still tell people, yeah, you can drop by, and sometimes you hit a home run, and we'll get you right in. Sometimes when you drop by, we may have 3 or 4 in front of you. It's tough, you know, to get everybody in at the exact time they want to. Sometimes you can save yourself a little bit of a hassle if you'll give me a call ahead, and I'll set you up an appointment for an oil change. And when you have an appointment at 1 o'clock, I'll get you in the door, and you're out of there in 15 to maybe 20 minutes, and you don't have to waste any time. Now, we do have a very nice air-conditioned waiting room with a TV and magazines if you do get called at Minute Mechanic, so don't worry about that. But if you have other things you want to do, set up an appointment, and they'll get you in and out of the door a lot quicker.
Minute Mechanic's located Highway 201 North across from Salvation Army. Give Mike and the gang a call today at 425-3135.
Absolutely. We got time. We got some free time today if we can ever get Hoffman's van aligned.
Good luck. It's time for the news and other things. We'll be right back.